Hello guys, welcome back to another video. So basically today I'm going to talk about the certain factors at which real estate properties in Dubai appreciate. I wanted to let this message out because I have talked to around like 15 people in the past 2 weeks. They all contacted me through my different marketing campaigns and YouTube. So there was certain questions common in between each and every conversation that I was having. So I thought maybe I should explain a little bit more so that it will create some kind of an understanding. A lot of people who have been searching for property in Dubai, they really do not understand these factors and they just fall for the hype in the market. And a lot of agents actually don't educate the investors, and they don't give that kind of experience what they deserve. So today we're going to talk about what are the best investment opportunities available right now in the market under the category of $1 million to 1.5 million dirhams, and what are the specific indicators that actually give us the assurance on the real estate appreciation, or even if you want to identify the risk-free assets in Dubai, through these indicators, if you just if any of the master development in Dubai ticks all the boxes, it will generate you those kinds of returns that you're expecting on that. But be sure to have the right consultant in your contact who is guiding you through this process. Now, the most important factor that everyone knows for real estate development to appreciate or to be successful is location. So location and connectivity, this is very important in this market. But again, all kind of location works because most of the properties are being launched in the market as an off-plan property. So we really have to have a vision of the next 3 years where the government is heavily investing into creating that location a livable location for to make that project or infrastructure successful. So in Dubai, whenever any developer, especially the tier 1 developer I'm talking about, whenever they commit something, usually it happens like that, or even it happens better than that. To give you an understanding, I personally love Emaar because I sell a lot of Emaar. That's why I can give you better examples in Emaar. If you want to understand like what are the best locations in Dubai right now, you have your first epicenter of Dubai is basically your downtown, then Dubai Marina. Then if you were to look at like what are the best locations for the townhouses, villas, community, the whole community, I think the first option that comes to my mind is our Emirates Living. Basically, Emirates Hills is a part of the whole master development of Emirates Living. Springs, Meadows, it all comes inside this master development. The Tilal Al Gulf is also a good location in so many aspects. Who has the first mover advantage on that Dubai land location? Because back then it was used to be considered as very far out location. So we have the best example of Arabian Ranches won by Emaar. Now when Emaar starts any location, any construction to they start launching and start developing certain locations, usually the RTA planning goes after that. There is an insight given to this developer that that the government is planning to populate that certain area, certain pocket areas in Dubai, and these kind of developers who are the masters of creating communities in Dubai, they started buying lands and start launching and planning the new communities in Dubai. So these are one of the few examples, if I were to give you, of the best locations in Dubai because of the connectivity and because of the success of the master plan. The second thing which is required for real estate development to succeed and appreciate is our master developer reputation. So in that case of checking the reputation of a developer is very important. The tier 1 developers, the people who are new to the channel, let me explain a little bit. The tier 1 developers of Dubai are Emaar, Nakheel, Meraas. Basically, Meraas and Nakheel comes under the one umbrella of Dubai Holding. So anything comes under that umbrella, they already have a reputation developed in the market. And because of many reasons, which I will come to that part, what are the main reasons why these developers are considered to be as a tier 1 developers. But a lot of factors are involved when we are saying to check the developer's reputation. Now, another important point that you have to keep in mind when you're looking at an investment property in Dubai, the community infrastructure. Now, community infrastructure is basically divided into, I actually divided into 5 parts to understand like what is the best infrastructure, what do you have to check inside that. You know, infrastructure is a very overused word, but a lot of agents don't understand in infrastructure what what kind of things that we have to look into to understand like if this kind of an infrastructure is the way to go. So in infrastructure, we have to check first of all, which is very common, physical and utility. If that is there, that is for sure. In most cases, it is there. But there is another factor that I want you to have, very keen eye towards it, is basically the density. This is very important to check if the infrastructure makes sense, because in Dubai right now, you are actually having a lot of competition when you're investing inside a community. No doubt, communities always succeed, but what if you want, whenever, I talk to someone who is coming to Dubai to invest, they have there's some kind of an expectation when they're investing in this city. They want to maximize their ROE. They don't want to compromise any kind of indicator that tells us that, the expectation that they are trying to achieve, it can be compromised in any case. So density is like, let me give you an example. So there is a project in Business Bay. I don't want to name the developer. He is creating 3 to 4 towers on the big plot, and there will be 3,500 apartments inside that building. This is called high density. Now, there is another example that I want to give you is on 10 million square feet of a land, Emaar is creating a villa community, no townhouses, named as Emaar Oasis, and they're only creating 3,100 villas inside the 10 million square feet of a land. Now this is called some kind of a very low density. So right on the neighboring community, Emaar is launching a Grand Polo, in which they have already passed that like 3-4 launches, and now they are launching they have a plan of launching 6,600 villas and townhouses inside that community. Some kind of, if you were to look at it, somewhere lies between medium to low density inside the whole master plan. But in villas and townhouses, if you were to look at Damac lagoons, there are like around 8,000, 8,500. Although the plot of land is so huge, but again, 8,000 to 8,500 townhouses and villas, including the apartments, some kind of, it touches the mark of medium to high density. So this is very important to look at whenever you're choosing any kind of a community for investment point of view. Then there is commercial and retail infrastructure. Now this is very important. So in some cases in Dubai, if you were to find tier 2 or tier 3 developers, you might be able to find that in those communities that they have developed, they have sold most of their retail spaces to individual owners, and this creates some kind of a situation for people to understand. Like, to give you an idea, I don't want to name shame any developer, but to give you an idea, the best case scenario, if you go to any Emaar communities, you won't find anyone buying their shops inside those communities. They always lease out to their hand-picked retailers in the market, and they create those high-end retail inside that community. Now, if you were to look at Dubai Hills Estate, in Dubai Hills Estate, if you were to understand like if it's a high-quality developments that they are launching, I would say no. But the high-end retail, the second largest mall inside a community, the parks, the recreational activities that Emaar have created, this actually holds a lot of value, which is why people are buying, which is why their assets in Dubai Health Estate up to this date are the very risk-free assets. They won't face those kinds of correction in the market, which we are expecting in the next coming few months. But if you were to look at JVC, you will find the whole master development of JVC a little bit high density, and different parts of JVC have different parts of infrastructure in the retail. A lot of people bought, a lot of people rented the space out. So you will find all kinds of the barber shops, the butcher shops and everything inside that master development. So those kinds of areas like JVC, Arjan, Motor City, wherever the prices have gone a little bit high, but there is no such kind of a value that these communities of Emaar, Majid Al Futtaim, Nakheel, Meraas has. Those communities are most likely to hit a correction point. So commercial and retail infrastructure, it's very important what kind of infrastructure that you're getting inside your community that can create the uprising demand even after the handover. Now, there is another important factor that you have to keep in mind is our education infrastructure. So if you were to look at all the case studies anywhere around the world, and you find that there is a community where there is a school as well provided by the developer. They have built a school inside a community or right outside the community to accommodate the residents of that specific part. So I haven't seen those kinds of communities failing in the market, because most likely families who will be choosing that place as their long-term home, they don't plan on to leaving that house for next 5 to 10 years. That's basically on an average, that's the behavior of the people who are renting or owning that place inside that specific community. So this is very important. If a community has those kinds of infrastructure developed inside it, you will see those assets will keep on appreciating at in some cases double digit, in some cases single digit, but it will keep on appreciating year on year. The best example I will give you in the off plan right now is our Gafwoods. They're creating their school. Just yesterday, Nshama Town Square will also have their own school inside a community. They already have launched it, informed all the landlords of Nshama Town Square. And Shobha Heartland also has their own high-end school inside their community. There are a lot of examples of Emaar communities as well. There are a lot of examples. Tilal Gaf have Royal Grammar School right outside the community. So this, creates that kind of an ecosystem. This ticks the box of, choosing the right real estate whenever you're choosing as an investment point of view. There are other factors of price as well, which I will come to that part during this presentation. Now, the most common part, which every community has in Dubai, better or worse, but again, it has this specific factor inside their community, which they offer market, to attract buyers or from all around the world, is our amenities. Basically, amenities infrastructure is like lifestyle and recreational infrastructure. But really can't talk about in detail about this because every community right now has some kind of amenities. But if you take all these factors and you compare it apple to apple with the location, with all these infrastructure, you will come to find some of the communities looks, it gives you the vibe. It gives you the vibe that this community will be, the successful community whenever it will be handing over. The best example is our Dubai Health Estate. As of now, a lot of people have visited that place, so they know what I'm talking about. There are all kinds of recreational activities. There's a golf course as well. Wasl Jumeirah Golf Estate is also another good example. And the Valley which is an upcoming. I've seen their amenities. When it will be completely full-fledged, handed over, you will see there is a lot of activities that you can do inside that community. It's a better version of Dubai Hills Estate, to be honest with you. Now we have gone through location and connectivity, the master developer reputation, which is very important, community infrastructure, what kind of infrastructure that we have to look into whenever we are choosing any kind of a community as an investment. There is another factor that we should keep our keen eyes. So that would be our third. Then the fourth one will be our target market versus ticket size. So whenever you are getting into any kind of a real estate development, even if you're buying for your end user, but you are worried about, if it will appreciate, if it will hold value, anyone who is even buying for themselves, they don't want their property to depreciate in any case. Worst case scenarios, anything can happen globally, but appreciation is not guaranteed, to be honest with you. So don't fall for the hype of, this is the appreciation that you're going to get. Nobody can guarantee you that. Most of the brokers who are in the market, they haven't had any experience of investing themselves into real estate, which is why they give you all kind of numbers to, just to get a sale. But target market versus the ticket size is very important. Why? Let's imagine have Dubai Hills Estate. When you enter into Dubai Hills Estate, you go back into the past when Dubai Hills Estate was launched. You were getting Sidras and Maples for around, the price point of 1.7 to 1.8 and 2 million in some cases for townhouses. And if you were to go in the apartment side, the apartments were being sold in Dubai Hills Estate for 900,000 in some cases 1.2, 1.3 million. Now the median price has been set and there is more supply coming up. There are more options available and there are a little bit of more plots available in Dubai Hills Estate. And the one bed price have reached to around 1.8, 1.9 in many cases. But there is a target market for Dubai Hills Estate. Like mostly the families choose to live inside this community, or the people who are coming to work in those business parks inside Dubai Hills Estate. There are a lot of developers' offices as well. There are a lot of brands that already set their shop inside this community. So anyone who is working inside Dubai Hills Estate, they would love to rent a place out inside that community, which will create, some kind of an ease of, not traveling through the traffic to their work. So through target market versus the ticket size, we really understand what kind of price per square feet we are entering into. If you're entering into the last phase of the master plan, or if you're entering into the very first phase of the master plan. So in the first phase of the master plan, if we're entering, our main goal is to get the right price so that on the handover, we can flip it on the highest return on equity. If you're entering into the last phase of the master plan, our assets should be risk-free and we should not focus more on return on equity, but we should more focus on return on investment, the rental amount that you will be getting through that investment. Because at the last phase of the master plan, the first, second, third phases are about to be handed over, and your ROIs will become much more quicker, if that will make sense. Another factor to keep in mind whenever you're doing any kind of an investment, you should ask your broker to give you all of these information before giving you any kind of a property from any other developer. So there is a rental yield benchmarks. For most of the areas right now, as much as the prices are rising in Dubai, the rental yield is shrinking. But compared to any other global countries all around the world, Dubai is still averaging around 5 to 7%. But in some cases, very rare and very right kind of an asset can also generate you more than 10%, which we can talk about it later. But to give you an idea, as much as the prices are rising, the rental yield is shrinking. But in some areas, through the DLD data, like through DXB Interact, through Bayut, you can understand like certain areas the rental yields have been set. So you should know before getting into any kind of a location that what kind of rental yield you should expect whenever you're choosing any kind of a real estate in Dubai. So 5 to 7% is basically the average yield that you can get in most cases of investing into real estate. Now, a lot of people fall for this trap of payment plan in Dubai. So, not every payment plan works for you. Not every payment plan is safe to go for whenever you're doing any kind of a due diligence on any investment property or even the self-use property. So payment plan structure also, it's very important to check any of the project right now in the market if that is safe or it's high risk, high reward kind of an asset, or if it's just risky to get inside those kinds of payment plans. So to give you an idea, if you see in Dubai 8 to 10 years of payment plan, what you should do, I would say run away. Don't look at those kinds of developments and waste your time, to be honest with you. If you're choosing for investment property, or even if you're choosing for your self-use property and you're worried about your property appreciating or not, or in case of any correction, it depreciates. So this is the main reason why you're seeing those all kind of boutique developers in Dubai, giving you the payment plans of 80-20 and 70-30 in some cases. But again, what is the safe zone of payment plan? I would say in some cases, if the developer reputation ticks all the boxes, 50-50 is still fine. But again, there are a lot of developers offering 50-50 or 60-40 payment plans, but you should have the data of entering into, if you're entering into the right price. And the most important part is how many people are buying for themselves and how many investors are buying inside that development, which is giving you such kind of a high leverage on a payment plan, such as like 60-40 or 50-50. And of course, we already checked all the boxes before getting into any kind of real estate development. Payment plan structure is very important when you're checking into any kind of a private developer entity who is launching a very rightful development, which the quality is great, the location is great, everything is great, but you need a right consultant. You need someone who has all the insights on what kind of people are buying inside that development. If the rate of investor is high, then homeowners, I think the project is very much in a risk zone. And if the split between investor and homeowners is a little bit, equivalent to each other, or slightly higher homeowners or slightly lower homeowners than investors who are buying inside that development, I think you're in a very much safe zone. Why? Because there will not be many properties listed on the property portals and asking for any kind of a price when they're liquidating. So that time is very important. That will set the price of development. So in some cases in Creek Harbor, it already happened with Emaar properties. Like people who have bought, they over leverage, and when they started, selling those properties at a very low price, it set the price. Although the development holds a lot of value, it should have appreciated a lot. But this is the main reason why Emaar is going with such an aggressive payment plan, because they know they don't want any speculators to buy inside their development. There is another point to keep in mind is the absorption rate of that developer's properties, or even in that specific area where this development is taking place right now. So absorption rate is also very important. Why absorption rate is very important is because when you're investing and you're buying something on a very a beautiful development, beautiful location, everything takes. But if there is no demand for that specific location, if there are not people looking for those kinds of properties in the market, if people don't love those kinds of communities anymore, then the higher chances of that property having a very low absorption rate in the market, and the property will lay on property portals. Like you will see a lot of listings in the property portals rather than people buying homes inside that community. So the occupancy rate will eventually go down. So now the question comes to the mind, like which developer has the most highest absorption rate in the market? The developers are Emaar. Now this is common knowledge, all right? So this is not like I'm giving you any kind of a deep insight about this absorption rate in the market. Emaar properties are the best properties right now, the most safest asset right now in Dubai. Anywhere if you were to buy Emaar, safe zone, you're not going to lose your money. Then you have Nakheel, another big player, developers of Palm Jumeirah, DP, Meraas, and there are other developers as well, but there are some risk attached to their development, which is why I'm not mentioning them. But MAF only did one community so far, but their one community have already generated immense amount of staggering returns for their initial investors who have bought into Aldar. So I would say their absorption rate is also very high. These developers wins against the MAF because MAF only had one community. They are the leaders of the market. They have already built so many communities inside Dubai. So whenever you come to Dubai and you search on the Google, like who are the top developers, you will find these names in the market. And there are other developers as well. But again, to give you an idea, these are the best developers. If you're investing with them, if you're investing into any of their property and you're not buying at the very last phase of the master plan, you're very much in a safe zone. Now, after looking at all these factors, you must be thinking like, what are the opportunities available right now in the market, which we can focus on in that category of 1 to 1.5 million dirhams. So let's go to the Google map and find out the location specific points where those projects are located. And if you want to know more about those projects, you can contact me. Of course, I'm going to share all the details with you, and we're going to have a detailed discussion regarding that as well. Now, there are more projects going on, but I'm going to talk about the key developments right now where you can be able to find the safe assets, in which you can make 15 to 30% ROE because of the payment plan and because of the developer reputation. But there is a development located here, Gulf Woods. Now in Gulf Woods, the price per square feet is 1900 AED. Here you will be able to find a good one bed at around 1.6 to 1.7 at a 60/40 payment plan. Now in the Gulf Woods, you will be able to find the price per square feet of 18 to 1900 dirhams, but I've mentioned 1900 dirhams. You will be able to find a good one bed at 1.5 million AED. Then there is another project, beautiful community by Aldar. They have launched their apartments, Rise by Athlon. Here you will be able to find 1.5 million AED worth of a one bed. With the payment plan is actually have a very good leverage, but they're only taking 5% down payment to start with, and then the next installment of 5% will be in December. So for a lot of people, it makes a lot of sense. If you were to look at in these developments, I think you should target more towards the bigger layouts, like 2 to 3 beds. But again, you will be able to find options under this budget of 1.5 million dirhams. Developer reputation is, ticks all the boxes. Location is good. Floor plans are good. The location of the project itself already have the kind of a value that it needs. And every project that they have launched got sold out. So this gives you an understanding, like people really trust these developers whenever they are launching something. And most people who are buying, the split of investor and homeowners is very much safe. This is why I'm recommending these developments. Then there is another development, master development by the son of Aldar, who is the CEO and founder of Emaar Properties. He goes by the name of Nshama Town Square. So Nshama Town Square, here you will be able to find a 2-bed with the price range of 1.5 to 1.7. With the payment plan, of course, in 50/50, previously they were offering 40/60 payment plans as well. So I don't know if that offer is still ongoing or not, or at what time you're contacting me. we can talk about that. If there is any offer going on, I'll inform you. But these are very safe assets in a master community. Families love to live there. Nshama Town Square already become that existing location. People already are living, and there is a high occupancy rate. Not many apartments that you will see empty inside this development. And also the infrastructure such as, you know, public transport, infrastructure such as, you know, any kind of new development of the roads or highways, that is also being done inside these communities. And also the schools, the educational healthcare infrastructure is also there. So I feel these communities are very much safe asset. Now, there are more projects on the list that I wanted to talk about, but this video would become much longer already. I have heard, you know, from the feedback from the people, like my videos are a little bit longer than usual real estate agents on the YouTube right now. But again, if I want to give all the information out in the market, if I want to give you all the knowledge, it takes a little bit of a time. Maybe in the future, in the coming videos, when my audience have already developed a sense of, you know, the real estate in Dubai, then I might not need to talk about it in detail. But again, I actually love my job, which is why, you know, I try to give as much information as I can. I want to deep dive into all the factors too, so that people can understand and they don't fall for the hype, and, you know, they have the most beautiful experience when they're buying Dubai real estate. If you want me to talk about any kind of real estate development and you want me to give you analysis, specific analysis, my deep dive into that specific location or floor plans or anything, just comment me down, or also you can WhatsApp me. We can talk about it, discuss about it, and then I can give you a complete 360 presentation on it. I would love to hear your opinions about whatever I'm doing on this YouTube channel. And if you love this content, please hit like, share, and subscribe. And thank you for watching. This is Matlu Ahmed Khan signing out.